How many times have you been lying awake in bed, your mind constantly spinning with the events of the past day and worrying about tomorrow? Are peaceful moments just a distant dream in this stressful world? Imagine, instead of being pushed by stress, you can find a peaceful haven that is always present and available, despite the fluctuations around you. In this journey, we will explore peace before sleep, a common desire that many of us pursue. In the chaos of everyday life, the dawn of stillness and peace can be like a hidden treasure. The miracle, however, is that treasure is within your reach, ready to be discovered through faith and trust, as you entrust all your worries to a greater power. Tonight, I would like to invite you into the story of tranquility, where the presence of God can transform sleep into a new journey full of meaning. Together, we will read changeable scriptures and reflect deeply, learning how they can apply to the daily challenges we face. Let tonight be an occasion for renewal and a deep connection with God. Now, the journey to find true peace begins when the dusk gradually falls and the night falls. That's usually when our minds become the noisiest. Have you ever felt like you were racing against the time of day, only to realize that the busyness was like a thin blanket, not enough to cover up the worries and chaos inside? This has happened to me many times. Long nights tossing and turning, facing feelings of doubt, guilt, or worries piling up for tomorrow. But my journey through faith has shown that true rest is not just about silence or a comfy bed. It comes from handing over all our burdens to God. In Psalm 4:8, there is a promise of peace. I will lie down in peace and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me safe. These words remind us that peace is not something to be sought or determined. It is a precious gift which God gives generously. It was His presence that turned my sleepless nights into moments of peace and relaxation. Letting go of my worries to the Greater One not only helped me find peace of mind, but it also created a free space for my mind to relax and renew. You can find the same lightness too as we walk together on this path. I vividly remember a challenging time at work, a season where the pressure was constantly increasing. With the deadlines weighing down, it seemed that I was carrying the whole world on my shoulders. At night, I often wake up, my mind like a camera constantly playing back unfinished scripts, worried about things I could have done differently and afraid of things that haven't come. One night, while inadvertently scrolling through my phone to distract myself from my endless stream of thoughts, I came across the Bible verse Psalm 4:8. Those words touched my heart like a fresh breeze. I will lie down in peace and sleep at the same time. For you alone, Lord, make me safe. That's when I realized that, in my efforts to control things alone, I had forgotten to let go and put my trust in God's protection. That night I prayed fervently, asking God to remove the worries that weighed on my soul, asking Him to give me the peace that only He can bring. And the miracle happened that for the first time in weeks, I had a really good night's sleep. Physical sleep is only one aspect of rest. We also need a deep peace of mind. Perhaps nothing describes this more clearly than Jesus' gracious invitation in Matthew 11:28 to 29. Come unto me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. These words of Scripture are like an open embrace, bringing comfort like a warm embrace full of understanding. This is a gentle reminder that we are not alone in carrying the burden. Modern life can be likened to a never-ending race. The pressure from responsibility, expectations, and the need for success are constantly increasing. But right in the midst of those fatigues, Jesus offers a different offer, exchanging our burdens for the relief He brings. It is an invitation not only to rest the body, but also to tranquilize the soul and spirituality. This is an opportunity for us to find a deep rest that not only soothes the tired body, but also restores the heavy soul. In that loving embrace, we can let go of the uncontrollable and feel the peace that only His mercy brings. This passage always brings me comfort, especially in times when the pressure of life becomes overwhelming. When I was younger, I used to think that I had to be strong all the time, that showing weakness or admitting that I couldn't handle everything on my own meant failure. But over the years, I have come to understand a precious truth. The real strength lies in surrender. There is an infinite freedom in letting go of things that are beyond our control and trusting that God will lead us through all trials. When I dared to acknowledge my limitations and put my trust in God's guidance, I found inner peace, a peace I had never known before. Truly, facing weakness and accepting the help of the Great One does not make me weak. On the contrary, it makes me stronger than ever. Fear is often a major barrier to peaceful sleep. Anxiety about the future, failure, or the unknown can cling to our hearts and minds, making it difficult for us to find true rest. Fortunately, Proverbs 3:24-26 directly responds to this fear. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. Yes, you will lie down and your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, nor be afraid of trouble from the evil when it comes. For the Lord will be your trust and will keep your feet from being caught. There is a powerful reassurance in these words. The idea that we can close our eyes without fear, knowing that God is always watching and protecting, is a truth that has the potential to transform the way we face the night. Imagine yourself falling asleep with the peace of mind that, no matter what surprises or dangers lurk around, God's protection always surrounds you. It is this faith, the invisible but powerful certainty, that is the key to opening the door to true peace within us. Remind yourself that, with God by your side, we are not alone in struggling with insecurities. He is the fortress of protection, bringing us a sweet sleep under the wings of never-ending care. During a challenging period of my life, I was immersed in deep fear, the fear of failure, the fear of being judged by others, and also the fear of facing risks. Long nights are often interrupted by a pounding heartbeat, echoes of anxiety gnawing at rest. But things began to change when I spent more time reflecting on a powerful passage of Scripture, God's promise of protection. When you are truly imbued with these truths, little by little, the fears gradually dissipate like thin smoke in the wind. I have learned to put a stronger trust in God, let go of the need to control things, and find safety in His protective arms. This has given me a precious peace that previously seemed out of reach. Knowing that God has held me in His hands has helped me not only feel at peace every night, but also to confidently overcome all the turbulent challenges on the road ahead. A powerful tool for achieving peace before going to sleep is prayer. In Philippians 4:6, we are reminded, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in all things, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let God know your requirements." Prayer is not only a spiritual act, but also a transformative experience. When we utter our worries before God, they begin to lose the power they create. Prayer is a bridge that brings us closer to serenity, relieving burdens and anxiety. When we combine prayer with gratitude, we make a subtle but powerful transformation, from focusing on what is lacking to recognizing and giving thanks for what we have. This is a beautiful practice, an art that not only soothes the mind, but also fills our hearts with peace. By telling ourselves every night what we are grateful for and wishing to let go, we create a space for true peace, where all worries are dissipated and peace spreads instead. Let gratitude illuminate your soul and prayer connect your heart to God's infinite goodness. In those moments when I feel overwhelmed or full of anxiety, taking a moment to pray has become the key to opening the door to peace. Whether it's a long, purpose-built prayer or simply a brief whisper of gratitude, this action has always had the power to change the way I look. There were nights when I felt like I was about to get caught up in a spiral of anxiety, feeling like things were getting out of control. But by stopping and simply thanking God for the blessings I had received, I found unexpected comfort. Those simple words became a breeze that lifted the burdens of hardship and helped me see more clearly the precious things around me. In those moments, anxiety seemed smaller, and my heart became light, serene. Identifying and remembering the gifts of life can transform the mind from chaos into a place of peace and tranquility. When we fall asleep, it's not just our bodies that are rested. Our souls and spirits also crave healing and renewal. In Psalm 121, 1 through 2, we are reminded to lift up our eyes to the hilltops, to seek help from God, the creator of heaven and earth. Every night when our heads touch the pillow, it is a wonderful opportunity to open our hearts to God's healing working in us. Not only physical recovery, but also emotional and spiritual rebirth. In those moments of silence, God has the ability to heal what has been broken, to soothe the pain and to restore what seemed to have been lost. Rest is a time to allow God's peace to permeate every nook and cranny of the mind and soul, causing the anxious darkness to retreat to the light of boundless mercy and love. Let each night be a sacred moment where holistic renewal takes place, bringing you back to a heart stronger and more energized than ever. As we come to the end of our journey to find peace before sleep, I encourage you to take a moment tonight to entrust all your worries to God. Whether you choose to do so in prayer, scripture reading, or simply sitting in His silence, trust that He is always with you, guiding and protecting you. When you find peace, don't keep it to yourself. I invite you to share this journey with those around you. In a world that is constantly reeling in the midst of the hustle and bustle of life, where people are always looking for, but rarely find true rest, we can become peacemakers. Spread God's gift of happiness and love, light up dark areas, and bring hope to souls in need.